Hey everybody, happy Tuesday. This is Pastor KZ with the All About Favorite channel. Please, those of you who have not subscribed, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. I'll notify you when I upload new videos. Comment on the video, like the video, and share the video with other people. To my current subscribers, it's all about you this week. I am representing gear and gifts that you have sent me. Yesterday, I started it off with America's team from my subscriber in Dallas. Well, I'm not trying to be funny. I didn't think about this when I did it, but this represents the New York Football Giants. Hey, y'all, I love this shade of blue. Well, anyway, this subscriber indicated to me that they are a die-hard New York Giant fan, and they sent me some gear and wanted me to represent the Giants gear, even though we know the Cowboys and Giants are rivals. So Cowboys fans and subscribers, don't get in your feelings. I am representing different sports and different teams all this week, and it may go on another week because I got a lot of college gear I haven't repped yet, and I have some teams in the AFC also I'm going to represent. So thank you to my New York Giant fan subscriber. This, and they wanted me to mention this, is since it was mentioned yesterday about subscriber number 5, they said, Pastor KZ, please mention that I was one of the first subscribers. So this subscriber is probably between number 1 and 12. So thank you so much to my old school ride or die from the day one subscribers. Thank you all for the gear this week. Now, yesterday I kind of mentioned about, people who try to say things and bully people and make people feel bad. And then I went on to ask the question, do you know people who can't admit when they're wrong or don't admit when they're wrong and don't apologize? So today we are going to talk about people who have no empathy. Now, before we go to that, yesterday's eyewear, y'all, it got a whole lot of hits and a whole lot of likes. What do y'all think about this one? This one has the blue frame with hints of pink in it. This is a cat eye frame. This is a very popular frame, and this is going to be on the eyewear line. And I think they told me it's going to be in 2 colors. I can pick 2 colors. This will probably be a color, and another one I'm not sure about yet. So far, just to update you on this, I have selected 15 pair for sure. 15 pair are for sure goes, and they wanted 25 to 30 pair, so they're going to continue sending me some to show you and debut for you in the upcoming weeks. So please, I want to hurry up and get these 25 to 30 pair so we can get going with the eyewear line. But what do y'all think about this one? I like this one. This is one of my favorites. It's not real heavy on my face. It's not bulky. Some of them are, the bigger frames, they do feel heavy. I'm just telling you all this so when you order them and you get them and you're like, oh, it looks good until I put it on my face. Make sure when you get them, if you have to go to a eye specialist or a store where they need to adjust them in the back, they will be able to adjust them for you to make them fit on your face. Sometimes I have to keep adjusting them because, as I say, they're sending them to me to try out for you. So a lot of times they're not my hand picked eyewear, so they're kind of uncomfortable. So if I adjust them a lot, don't worry, it's not a nervous twitch or anything. It's just that I haven't selected them myself, went in the store and tried them on. Now, I was talking about, do you know people who lack empathy? Now, you're probably saying, what do you mean by that, Pastor KZ? What I mean is these type of people, they're unable to form close relationships. They can't relate to other people's pain, and sometimes they don't really show any real emotion. Do you know anybody like that? I don't really understand why they're like this. That was a comment that was made to me via email when they was talking about someone they know who just, they don't never show any emotions. They don't feel like they can relate to my story or other people who's going through something. They just show no empathy or sympathy for that matter. Now, I have a theory, and again, as I always say, these are only my opinions on these topics, because these topics I glean, as I said, from your emails. So this is my opinion. I feel like maybe sometime people who are like this, maybe they was raised in families who avoided or didn't show very much affection or emotion. Sometimes you become a product of how you was raised in your environment. And I think some people like that, if you know their families and kind of know the dynamics, sometime perhaps, and I'm not saying this is for all, but I just feel sometime maybe that person is like that is because they was raised in the home, or they've been around people who really don't show emotion, and they're not affectionate type people. Now, if this is a problem for you with being with a person like that, then maybe you should reconsider some things and modify some things with that person. These type of people have issue just relating to pain. They have issue with just feeling what you feel, I guess is a better way of put it. Sometime, and I'm going to give you some signals that people like this will display, and you'll be able to pick up on it right away. First of all, the first thing they're going to say out of their mouth to you when you're talking about something, they always like to tell you, you're just too sensitive. Red flag on that. When a person has to tell you, you're just too sensitive, or you just need to get a thicker skin. You just need to be able to take it, girl. Let it run off your back like a... They say all of these things. And then they might say, you know what? And this is being very honest. And you may not like it, but one thing about these type people is they're very honest. And they may just tell you, you know, I understand what you're talking about, but I hate to say it, but it really ain't got nothing to do with me. I really don't care. That's a commentary, sad, but they just told you the truth. So some people like to go home and vent and talk about how their day went. Say, for example, you're in a relationship with somebody and you going home and you got to hear 20 to 35 minute commentary on what happened on the job that day, what their coworker said or did, what their supervisor said or did. And you ever been talking about it, and your mate, your partner, your spouse, your husband or your wife is like, you have to say, you hear what I'm saying? And they're like, oh yeah, uh-huh. Them people not interested in what happened at your job that day. And sometimes women, I'm going to talk about us. Sometimes we like to treat our husbands or boyfriends, those of you with boyfriends, or your man, you like to treat them like they're your girls. Or you know what I'm saying? Your home girls. Or your sisters. Men just ain't relating to you like that. They not wired that way to sit and listen at you yap for 35 minutes about your day. They're like, when dinner gonna be on the table, girl? Yeah, okay, you going to work tomorrow, so why we talking about this? That's pretty much how they are. But let's flip it. You got some men that come home and all they talk about is the supervisor did this, boss man said that, and this, that, and the other going on the job. And you sitting there like, boy, bye with that. If you only knew half of what I've been through today. I done had to go to my primary care physician, do blood work. I took the kids to school. Then I done dropped the little one off over the ballet lessons, the other one over there to piano lessons, the older one over there at football practice. And you talking about Mr. Charlie on the job or what Jamal said at work. Boy, bye. I'm tired, and I done come home, help with homework. I done cooked dinner. I put a load of laundry in. I really am not interested in your day. What y'all think? Anybody? So I really just want to talk about today, how do you handle it when you are around a person who lacks emotion, lacks affection, lacks compassion, or they're just really not empathetic. They lack empathy. A person who lacks compassion or empathy, here are other signs to watch out for. They are very critical of other people. You know what? I was watching a video of an athlete, a professional NBA player, with his son, little boy. And he got this little boy on the treadmill and got this little boy doing all of these exercises. The little boy don't even look 12 years old. And he's like, Daddy, I'm tired. I can't do no more. And he's standing over him yelling, yes, you can. Don't be weak. You're doing this to a kid. But some people don't realize they are overly critical of others. You ever met some people, even say, I like to talk about church because that's what I do. And you ever met people that sit up in church and they got something to say about everybody or everything? It's always something. If you say we're going to do a fundraiser for the youth ministry, they always raising money for that. I don't see no sense in them going to Busch Gardens every week or going to Disney World. You know, you got people critical of everything. They sit up there and vote people in to be chair ladies and chairmen of certain committees, but you got that certain person sitting back there talking to sister so-and-so. I don't even know why they pick her. Well, why you didn't volunteer for the job? So people who lacks empathy and compassion are overly critical. They think you're too weak and you need to grow a strong backbone. You're overly sensitive. They say you're overly sensitive because they don't want you to come back on them. That's a hint. The next thing is they're very impatient. They don't have patience. The next thing, they blame other people for everything, and they are very unforgiving people. Man, these kind of people hold grudges forever. They can have a grudge that they've held 40, 50 years. Something people don't forgot about, and you still holding on to it. People who lack empathy and people who lack compassion, they're very indifferent people. Just indifferent, like whatever. That's how they act. The fifth thing is they're unaffectionate. Very unaffectionate. I want to share just a brief email with you. Hey, Pastor KZ, I'm an old-time subscriber. I am 29 years old, and I'm dating a man who is, well, in a way, I'm just going to say it for lack of a better word, he's of another race. We have different culture issues. I'm Baptist. He's agnostic. Well, my grandmother died, and I loved my granny. We were very, very close. Do you know I literally had to beg him to come over and sit with me? Just, I was going through it. And when he got there, because I was a basket case, he came over, got the remote, flipped the TV on. Not once did he hold me, embrace me, or say, you have my condolences. Nothing. And also, I've been noticing that, first of all, he never admits when he's wrong. That yesterday struck a chord. He never can say, I'm sorry. And another thing he does, he is always finding fault in me. He's putting me down. The way I dress is not good enough for him. If I put on something, he'll tell me to go and change into something else. It's like he wants to control me, how I dress. He talks about the texture of my hair. Just anything he can figure out to put me down, that's what he does. But you know what, Pastor KZ? Thank God I watched your shows last week and the week before. Because you know what? I am going to break this relationship off because I do not want to have buyer's remorse. Thank you again, Pastor KZ. Keep doing what you're doing. But I think I've decided to end this relationship. It's no good for me. Thank you so much for sharing that with me, niece. And y'all listen now, when I say niece or nephew, I'm just saying that's a mutual respect thing. Some ladies get offended when someone says, hey, auntie, or hey, mama. They think the person is saying that they're old. That's just the way we respect each other in the culture. That's nothing bad about that. I don't take offense when you say auntie or hey mama. That's a sign of respect. So what auntie want to tell you right now is I think you are on the right track with this guy here. First of all, you mentioned some things about him. You're of different cultures, and You say you are Baptist and he's agnostic. So that might be a big issue right there, because I mentioned this last week. If you're not on the same ground spiritually, there's something. And then the fact that you had to beg him to come over to sit with you when your grandmother passed away, that is kind of a red flag. And then he didn't embrace you and anything. This guy clearly has an emotional disconnect. He is not empathetic. He's not sympathetic. And he shows no emotion. All of the signs that I just gave you all about traits of people who are not empathetic people. I think you're on the right track when you say he's constantly criticizing you, and he's even telling you how you should dress and talking about the texture of your hair. Well, he knows if he's dating a woman of ethnic, of a certain ethnicity, our hair is something, and it all is in different textures. Unless, there are all type of things women use. They wear wigs, they wear hair pieces, they got clip-ons, they got all kind of things, natural hair. And if he is constantly criticizing the texture of your hair, how you dress, all of those things, honey, I think you headed for trouble with this guy. What say you, viewers? But you're on the right track if you don't want buyer's remorse. I do think this is a relationship you really should consider breaking off. So, again, I hope you enjoyed the show today. Think about this and make sure you write in your journal. If you are involved with people who lack, L-A-C-K, when I say lack, I'm not saying lack empathy, and they lack the ability to show emotion or compassion, those are some signs that perhaps you're dealing with a person who really just is detached. That's all I can say about that. Now, those of you who have been watching for the past few weeks, you have flooded my emails with these topics. Y'all want me to continue on the buyer's remorse. And all of this stuff I'm talking about this week is a part of having buyer's remorse. You get with these people and you are not aware of, oh man, they don't show no affection. Chances are they were not showing you real affection in the dating process. Some of these things didn't just happen after you got with that person. Some of these things you chose to ignore was going on. The lack of empathy, the controlling behavior. These are things you should have watched for when you were dating them. Okay? Now that you're in it, we're going to help you modify some things and talk about these things. Thank God this young lady had not married this man, and he's not living with her. That's what I gather, if she called him to come over to the house. So she did the right thing, because now she's seeing things about this young man. And she said, I got to get out of this now, because I'm not going to take this any further. I don't want buyer's remorse. Now, all this week, as I said, I want you all to understand life can have ups and downs. Sometimes you have good days and bad days, but you know what? Things get better. Everything is not just always negative in one way, but I want you to start trying to find better ways to balance your time and to balance your life, and stop always trying to juggle everything and be there for everybody and do everything. Take time for yourself. Remember, I always say self-care is the best care. Love on yourself. And you know what? It's okay to tell people, I'm not able to do that today. I kind of got some things going. I need to rest. Slow down. I want to tell you this. Slow down. Because some of you go. You working 2 jobs. You're a mother. Some of you men working 2 and 3 jobs, trying to keep food on the table and the bills paid. It comes a time when you have to slow down. Slow down, love on yourself, and take time to enjoy nature. Enjoy the things that our Creator has put here. You all get focused. Some of you're not focused on anything. You all over the place. Get focused. Find your balance. Always walk in favor. I will see you back tomorrow. New York Jets subscriber. Thanks. Don't forget, thumbs up.